Oh my God, getting messy already. Oh my God. Let's put this away. I think I've had enough. Welcome to Poor Decisions with me. All alone because nobody wants to hang out with me. Each week, we'll be tackling important issues and answering your questions that you've been sending to me. And this week, we're gonna be talking about FOMO. That's fear of missing out. Look, everybody experiences it. So this episode, I thought, why not? I'm alone. Shots are in order. I'm sad. So this might go downhill pretty quickly. Let's do it anyway. Let's answer those questions. TJR.jpg. I'm gonna take a shot real quick because this is a hard question. All right. How do you deal with social anxiety and FOMO? I feel like that's a double-edged sword, and that's really hard to deal with. You want people to know that you're social and you want to have a good time, but on the other hand, on the inside, you have all these fears and everything that's deep down that you can't tell anyone. So, you know, you need to make sure that you're okay first and take self-care into your hands. If you don't take care of your mental health or feel that you're in a safe space, it can really be hard and it can really make things worse. It's okay to be like, I don't feel like going out tonight. I'm a little nervous and I just want to stay home and I'm not up for it. Just because you stay home doesn't mean you're not cool. Doesn't mean you're gonna burn bridges with friends. It just means you kind of need to just absorb things as an introvert and maybe take baby steps. Be like, I'll go for a little bit and then come back home and then each time extend that. Worrying about needing to go out or not makes the anxiety worse. And you really just need to focus on yourself. Okay, Kaylin, you and I are on the same page. She asks, what are some ways to reduce anxiety associated by FOMO? Distract yourself and stay away from social media. Don't get on Snapchat. Don't look at what people are posting. Don't look at Instagram. Just take a social break. Focus on yourself. Try reading a book, watching a new show. Do something that really helps you. Take a bubble bath. Bubble baths are underrated, okay? These are hard questions. These are like, it just takes me back to when I was a middle schooler and like things are really hard and everyone hangs out with everyone but you. Allison asks, what do you do if you see a friend post a picture online doing something really fun and you're not there? I get that. I have been a part of that before for a ton of Christmas parties where I thought I was their friend and I was invited, and you all of a sudden think like, oh, I'm not their friend, they don't like me, they don't want to hang out with me, and sometimes that's not the case. You should just really communicate with them and ask, because you never know what the flip side of the coin is. Maybe they were already hanging out, maybe they were doing something else, or that they had assumptions that you were already doing something. So never assume that it's the worst. Someone told me, never assume because it makes an ass out of you and me. Which is like very sad and very poignant. Dreamy BK, you asked, how do you deal with multiple FOMO situations at once? Sometimes it feels like everything you want to do falls into one specific night. So you have Bobby having a party, Jill having a party, and then your mom doing something. And you're invited to all of these things at the same time, and it can be really hard because you're like, I don't know which one to choose, I don't know what to do, maybe I just shouldn't go to any of them. It can really feel like that sometimes, and you have a couple options. You can go to each one of them, but that can be really stressful and feel like you have to really be on all night and be meeting all these new people constantly. And your other option, which I usually go with, is if you committed to something first. If you committed to something and then you get other invites to something else, you can tell them, I've been invited here, or I already have previous engagements. I'm gonna try my best to be there. If you do just feel too overwhelmed and don't wanna go, that's the worst thing, and you shouldn't feel that way. You should really go to which one you committed to first, or which one you feel like you're most obligated and want to go to. Just as long as you communicate. Nobody communicates anymore. People are like, I'm just gonna text, or I'm just gonna Snapchat, like, sorry, can't go. like smiley face or whatever. Communicate the problem, and the worst thing is if you just say you're gonna go somewhere and don't show up. Always tell them what's going on, because it can really hurt relationships if you tell someone you'll be there for them and you just decide not to go. So just keep the communications open. Chris Not Jenner asks, how do you deal with overprotective parents? I feel like they ruin everything for me. Overprotective parents often just want what's best for you, or they live in fear that something really bad will happen to you. And it comes out of a place of love, but it can really be frustrating and be strict and also put pressure on you and anxiety. But know that it comes from a place of love, but it also just comes down to communication. Be like, I just want to do this. I'm gonna be here. It's gonna be okay. We can communicate, and I'll text you throughout the night. And maybe if you try to set some sort of balance with your parents or compromise, be like, if I go out, I'll come home at this time, or I'll keep updates. They knew what it was like to be you, and remind them of that, because then they'll kind of soften up and realize that you're not that bad. Odds are, if you have overprotective parents, you're a pretty good kid. So, let them know that. Elise says that she doesn't have enough money to hang out with friends and wants to budget. Elise, I feel like hold on, let me shut this. The thing that they don't tell you in college and in school is that you will be broke for a very long time after school. I totally understand wanting to save money, because when I go out, it's like, why should I have this $15 vodka soda when I can just make one for like $2 at home? Usually what I try to do is create this balance of like, okay, I have this set budget, but I really still want to go out with my friends. Try to set that money aside throughout the week. Or you can always eat ahead of time or drink a little bit ahead of time. You can be honest with them and let them know your situation. Odds are they're broke too, and you're just being more responsible with your money, to be honest. You don't always have to go to these bougie, expensive places, because they really are way more expensive than they should be. Just say, I'm on a budget, and you can always plan things around it and plan things beforehand that are really fun activities without really having to spend that much money. Nobody's ever been hurt by beer pong. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they have. Shannon asks, do you think FOMO and jealousy are intertwined? I will 100% say yes. If my boyfriend is gone or my best friend is hanging out with these cool people I don't know, it's a little more than just feeling like you're missing out. It's like, these people must be cooler than me, or my friend must like them more than me. That's just something that conjures up in your head when you're alone. And just know that that's not always the case. We always tend to go to like the worst thing possible, like this person hates me, they never want to talk to me again. But it's really not the case most of the time. Just take a moment to step back and ask, okay, why am I feeling this way? Are they gonna hate me? They're not. It's okay. It's just mind games you play with yourself. Nicole asks, what is my biggest FOMO moment? I'm gonna take a drink because this happened recently. I don't want the person to hear this. So my roommate of 2 years after college, her and I created a Friendsgiving with a whole group of friends. We always had this great Thanksgiving spread, and we would be so excited to make this stuff, and we invited all of our mutual friends. We decided not to room together the next year, so I was a couple miles away, and I saw a Snapchat from all my friends that she was having her Friendsgiving without me. And she didn't invite me, and it was so upsetting, and I was so sad. Do I say something to her? Do I say something shady? Do I be rude? Do I send her a Snapchat of a turkey being like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about this today. What are you up to? And in the end, my new roommate, who's been my friend since I was like 5, has said, just let it go. And that's the hardest part that I had to realize, was that I just had to let it go. And I felt so much better about it, and I invited her to my Christmas party. And you know, it really did hurt me. It hurt me a lot, and I should have told her, but at that point, it wasn't worth it. There's so many bigger things to worry about, and I realized that, so. Barnside asks a really good closing question, which is, does dealing with FOMO ever get easier? FOMO does get a lot easier. It's just, oh my God, I burped. FOMO does get easier. I will say that 100%. There's something that clicks when you turn a certain age where you just completely degaff. Like, I don't care. But it's not helped by social media. If you know some crazy cool parties going on, or Coachella, or anything like that is happening, don't check your social media because it will really make things worse. FOMO does get easier as you get more comfortable with being alone and being yourself. And the hardest part for extroverts to realize is it's okay to be alone, and it's okay to take that time to just chill and be you and do nothing. I had the hardest time accepting the fact that it's okay to just do nothing. And it really is. Now I kind of like it, and I'm worried I like it a little too much because I just like being with myself and my cat. I enjoy myself. I like it. It's fun. All right, so as you know, I like to end the show with our biggest life lesson. I think we've learned that we need to communicate and know that it's okay to be alone. You've got to be happy with yourself and take care of yourself first before feeling like you need to take on the obligations of others. And that's a really hard thing to accept and to do because there's so many eyes on you all the time, and there's so many people wanting to know what you're doing because of social media, and you have to take the time out of the day to just really focus on yourself. I'm telling you, you need to be selfish just to keep that self-care going. A bubble bath calling my name versus some like drunk friend at a party, I'd take the bubble bath. Honestly, I'd take the bubble bath and Netflix, and that is 100% okay, and you're not gonna lose friends over it. So guys, what are some of your ways to cope with social anxiety and FOMO? Let me know. All right, guys, I hope that I helped a little bit and that I could give you a little advice from my 24-year-old self. Don't forget to subscribe to Popsugar Girls Guide for more of me and other people, I guess it's fine. Give this video a big thumbs up if you guys liked it. If you give it a thumbs down, it's fine, whatever, I get it. But leave some comments for what you guys want to see next, who you want to see next, and I'll have some more videos for you every Thursday with some great guests, and we'll be getting into some pretty tense topics. So I'll see you next time. Bye.